exercise is a big problem in America, and it's becoming less and less of a priority to many Americans. And it's ironic because millions of deaths in America occur due to lack of exercise. And lack of exercise is actually shown to kill as many people in a year as smoking. So, I mean, knowing all these facts, you would think that people are like, okay, maybe I should exercise. But still, it doesn't really help. It's not really enough of a motivator to get them to start moving. So the first problem is that it's really easy to overlook. If you saw a commercial, one was for a Culver's double bacon cheeseburger, and one was for a new gym opening in your neighborhood, which commercial would have more of an effect or like a pull on you? Culver's. Yeah, exactly. So most of you probably are thinking Culver's, and if you're not, then probably not being honest with yourself. So the gym commercial is advertising a healthy lifestyle, while the Culver's one is promoting an unhealthy one. And really, people aren't looking at it that way. They're just looking at it as, oh, that cheeseburger looks so good, and they're looking at the gym commercial as like, no, like that's not important right now, you know, whatever. It just kind of passes over their minds. So the fact that the taste of food and how it looks is more important to Americans than the health benefits that a gym can have just proves that we obviously need more motivation to get moving and be active. So our bodies can't function properly if we don't take care of them. People think that their bodies are invincible. So, you know, they'll do whatever, eat whatever, not thinking of what can happen in the future, because if it's not happening now, they're not going to think, well, what am I going to be like 20 years from now? So inactivity has all these negative effects on our bodies that lead to a lot of health problems. And the lack of exercise is not itself, that's not what kills people, but it's what it leads to that kills people, like the diseases, including high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and the list just goes on and on. So by not moving, another thing that happens to people is they develop much muscle atrophy. And this, if you don't know, it's like muscles wasting away, basically. So without muscle strength, obviously, a way at work or school to exercise. And then, so money is always an issue, and some people also use the excuse that they can't afford a gym membership or anything, and then obviously you say, okay, well, you can exercise at home. But a lot of people aren't going to take the time or their own time out of their day to actually, you know, exercise at home. If they're at home, they're probably most likely going to choose to eat or watch TV over exercise. So if companies incorporate these ways for people to exercise, then it can really have benefits and on our health, and then on also people's productivity at work and school. So there's companies that already offer these types of health programs for their employees. And one example that I found was Cleveland Clinic. They have this program where it's called the company's Healthy Choice Plan, and what it does is it offers employees like weight management seminars, yoga classes, and all these like other health classes basically, and it's there for their employees to participate in. And what they do is if the employees don't participate in these programs, then their health insurance premiums are actually higher. So basically the people who don't choose to participate in these healthy programs have to pay more for their health insurance, because obviously they're likely to have more health problems and therefore have to pay more for health insurance. And there's another company called Over It in New York, and it's a really small company of like 30 people, I think, and basically what they do is just every hour for, I think, for 2 minutes, they just take an exercise break and they do like jumping jacks or whatever. And so this is showing that you don't really have to exercise consecutively for like an hour straight. If you do like short 5-minute intervals every hour throughout the day, I mean, you can get in so much activity, and even you're not really realizing it because it's like 5 minutes, it's nothing. So this company really like helps show how it can be incorporated easily and not take up a huge chunk of the workday. Like a lot of companies will say, well, we can't do that, like people are at work to work. But if they give them 5 minutes on the hour to stand up and walk around or whatever, then, I mean, it's really not gonna be that big of a factor like impacting their work. It'll probably actually improve their work because they get that break. So yeah, it would not, like a lot of companies when they hear like, oh, to incorporate some kind of health or gym or way to exercise for the employees, they're thinking, okay, well, we don't have the money to build a gym, the space to build a gym like in our company. But they don't have to build a gym. Just offer their employees a way to exercise, like even if they use unused office spaces for a few exercise machines, their employees could go in there like during their lunch break for like 10 minutes and use those machines. And this will give them a way to get their activity levels in for the day. And then also like that other company that I mentioned earlier, like if they offer seminars and stuff like that for their employees to partake in, it can increase, you know, their knowledge, and maybe people don't really know like how bad it is to be inactive. So all these seminars can really help them, and maybe that's the push they need to kind of, you know, realize that they need to start taking care of their bodies. And also, if everyone around them is participating in these activities and, you know, working out, and they see their friends or their coworkers going to, on their lunch break, to that little gym that the company might have, or participating in these seminars, it's going to make them want to join in because they're going to want to do what everyone else is doing. You know, they don't want to be the only one that's going to be sitting there being inactive. So obviously that's a good way to improve or increase fitness levels in America, because everyone, well, most people have a job. That's where they spend most of their time. So that's obviously the best place and the most, like, place that makes the most sense to incorporate all these fitness outlets. And then another thing, like if a company doesn't want to have office space for a gym or anything, they don't have the space, the time, the money, whatever, then they could at least maybe cover like a gym membership for their employees, nearby gyms or anything. Like they don't have to, they can't make the excuse like, okay, we don't have enough room here to do it, so we're not going to do anything. If they just give, I mean, some gym memberships are like not even that expensive. There's gyms that you could get for like $15 a month, and it's really not that bad. So if companies just cover these costs for their employees, I know it can add up, but it's a way, it's more of a motivation for them to go.